Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity. Love you. All of my dreams come true. No matter what I do. I am everything. I am you. Money comes to me so easily. Love constantly flows into my life. Prosperity. I'm alive with the energy of abundance. I'm alive with the energy of abundance. Money comes to me easily. Money comes to me easily. Every day I'm attracting more money. Every day I'm attracting more money. I'm a money magnet. Money loves me. Money comes to me so easily. Money comes to me so easily. Every day, every way, more money. Every day, every way, more money. I'm receiving money right now. Easily, gracefully. Open to my money, actively, passively. Making money, my money's coming to me so easily. I get paid well. Every day, music, comedy, paid well. Acting on your TV screen, today I'm gonna shine. I can get through this amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Calm and relax. Chilling in LA. I'm beautiful on the inside and out. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe. Smart, take a deep breath. Success, I am blessed. Thankful for another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity. Love you. All of my dreams come true. No matter what I do. I am everything. I am you. Today I'm gonna shine. I can get through this amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Calm and relaxed. Chilling in LA. I'm beautiful on the inside and out. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe. Smart, take a deep breath. Success, I am blessed. Thankful for another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity. Love you. All of my dreams come true. No matter what I do. another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity, love you. All of my dreams come true. No matter what I do, I am everything. I am you. Today I'm gonna shine. I can get through this amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Calm and relax. Chilling in LA. I am beautiful on the inside and out. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe. Smart, take a deep breath. Success, I am blessed. Thankful for another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity, love you. All of my dreams come true. No matter what I do.
If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, and maybe even your mind. It could mean not eating for 3 or 4 days. It could mean freezing on a park bench. It could mean jail. It could mean derision. It could mean mockery, isolation. Isolation is the gift. All the others are a test of your endurance, of how much you really want to do it. And you'll do it, despite rejection and the worst odds. And it will be better than anything else you can imagine. If you're going to try, go all the way. There is no other feeling like that. You will be alone with the gods, and the nights will flame with fire. You will ride life straight to perfect laughter. It's the only good fight there is. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, and maybe even your mind. It could mean not eating for 3 or 4 days. It could mean freezing on a park bench. It could mean jail. It could mean derision. It could mean mockery, isolation. Isolation is the gift. All the others are a test of your endurance, of how much you really want to do it. And you'll do it, despite rejection and the worst odds. And it will be better than anything else you can imagine. If you're going to try, go all the way. There is no other feeling like that. You will be alone with the gods, and the nights will flame with fire. You will ride life straight to perfect laughter. It's the only good fight there is. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and the term entrepreneurship stems from the French word entreprendre, which is usually translated as undertaker or adventurer. The moment I finished my studies in electrical engineering and business, I knew that I would eventually become an entrepreneur. There was something about the whole concept that resonated with my entire being. The risk taking, the creativity, the holistic approach to knowledge all made sense to me and allowed me to be drawn to entrepreneurship from a young age. Over the span of the last 7 years, I founded 3 businesses, and I can confidently argue that those were the most dynamic, revelatory, productive, and turbulent years of my life. I faced success, I faced failure, I faced adversity, I faced the truth, I faced myself. They say that the only way to self-mastery is by assuming absolute control over your life processes. Entrepreneurship is one of the activities that can have a massive impact on that area. It is an activity that will not only allow you to take matters into your own hands, but also reveal the true essence of the words responsibility, discipline, and productivity. In this video, I will reveal some things that you seldom find on the headlines of famous media outlets. These are things that you learn only when you have hands-on experience in the area, and you have spent days and nights trying to polish your strategies. My hope is that by revealing these things, I will save you money, time, energy, regrets, and unwanted conflict. Whether you are an entrepreneur already, or you are thinking of starting your own business, this video will prove invaluable along the way. But common sense isn't always common practice. That's something a former colleague of mine told me while I was working as a business consultant in London. This simple yet powerful remark has stayed with me, and I keep referring to it till this very day. The real question, however, is this: what does common sense look like, and how do I know I have it? Common sense is nothing more than good sense and sound judgment in practical matters. Some examples include: you can't hire someone just because you know them. It is common sense that you need to evaluate their background and identify whether or not it fits the type of product you sell. You can't look and act unprofessionally. It is common sense that if you look and act that way, nobody will trust you. You can't expect your salespeople to improvise on how to promote their product. It is common sense that you need to train them and provide them with necessary sales pitches and strategies. You need to create an accurate image of your ideal customer. It is common sense that you need to know your customers in order to find them, understand their needs, and target them accordingly. Additionally, you identify common sense by detaching yourself from your ego and by stepping into your customer's shoes. When you start your own business, you're blinded by your ego. It is the same feeling you get when you have your first child. Your business is your baby. You have an idea of how to raise it, but because it is your possession, you can't see things objectively, oftentimes reverting to unorthodox practices and behaviors. Even if you do things wrong, you're convinced that you do things right. Most business owners fall into this trap and therefore suffer dramatically. I understand that when you do things wrong and you eventually have to face potential change, more often than not, you develop resistance towards change. You aren't sure what to expect, and you don't know if the required change, which will certainly require time and money investment, will yield the expected returns. Well, I can assure you that if things aren't going as planned, change is the surest way to go. I read somewhere that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That is very relevant when it comes to entrepreneurship. Some years ago, I attended an amazing entrepreneurship conference called Pioneers Festival. One of the speakers was Philip Meuring from AngelList, who gave a prodigious speech on what investors look for when they evaluate your company. In one of his slides, he mentioned this. This is a ranking of factors when it comes to product evaluation. As you can see, the idea gets -1. That is something incredibly important to grasp. Your idea, no matter how innovative you think it is, no matter how interesting it sounds in your head, no matter how much research you have put into it, is worth nothing. If your team is not great, if your execution is not close to perfect, if you haven't properly identified your niche, if you don't understand your customers' needs, the idea is worth nothing. Which brings us to the most important part when it comes to product and business evaluations. traction. If your product is converting, if it is generating revenue, and if it is attracting interest, it is a great product. Great investors know that once your product generates traction and reaches product market fit, it has the potential to become a gold mine. The reason I stress the importance of this is because a lot of founders exhibit two bad habits. Number one, are secretive about their ideas, and number two, give insane evaluations to their companies when they're actually worth nothing. So the main principle here is that in the beginning you have to assume that you know nothing and that your idea is worth nothing. This allows you to be more humble and make sure that you will focus on the fundamentals and on building traction for your business. I have met a lot of entrepreneurs who suggest that as far as your product is great, your branding doesn't matter. This is very wrong, and the reason is twofold. Number one, humans are visual creatures. We are attracted to aesthetically pleasing views, and we will always favor something beautiful to something ugly. And number two, every successful salesman and marketing person will tell you that most buyers are impulsive. They don't always buy something because they need it, but more because they are convinced that they need it. Part of that convincing is how the product looks. That said, I'm not suggesting that it is okay for your product to be average and that you should spend most of your time on marketing and branding. What I suggest is that you should spend an equal amount of your time on creating a great product and on promoting it successfully. Great branding makes your product look professional, and people can trust you easier. Every product out there has to face competition. Successful branding is one of the surest ways to make your product stand out. You will hear a lot of people stress out the importance of networking in business success, but you can't really understand that importance if you don't experience it firsthand. Networking allows you to meet the right people, and these people feel obliged to help you if you were introduced to them by someone they trust and respect. Now, this is good in theory, but practically it's quite laborious because it requires a lot of effort and great social skills. There are a lot of books out there that explain how it is done, but most of them repeat the same advice. Put yourself out there, think constantly, be generous, make it more about them and less about you, and leverage social media for exposure. In that respect, I want to add one more thing. Do not consider networking unless you have made a lot of progress with your product development. If you're just starting and you have just an idea, going to networking events is a waste of time. You might listen to some successful people promote their story and you might get some interesting feedback, but you will most probably end up disappointed because no one will be interested in you. Make sure that you focus on creating a great product, and once you see the first signs of traction, you'll be in a position to network successfully. Professionalism and delivery will help you stand out. It is absurd how many businesses are leaving money on the table because of their inability to exude professionalism. In one of the businesses I started, our operations were in Greece. Some of the companies I decided to contact in order to buy raw material and other services for my product left me dumbfounded with their lack of professionalism. I wanted to make really big orders, way bigger than what they usually get, and instead of over-delivering, they lacked enthusiasm, and oftentimes they didn't even respond to emails. There's nothing worse than that when it comes to business. So if you really want to stand out, make sure to respond promptly, be polite, over-deliver, and offer competitive prices. Some years ago, I attended a startup event. Among the presenters was a company that developed a platform that helps consumers find.
I am everything. I am you.
Roots the movie, getting a 6-pack with a 12-pack. Have a wonderful day.
Today I'm gonna shine. I can get through this amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Calm and relax. Chillin' in LA. I'm beautiful on the inside and out. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe. More, take a deep breath. Success, I am blessed. For another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity, love you. All of my dreams come true. No matter what I do, I am everything. I am you. Today I'm gonna shine. I can get through this amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Calm and relax. Chilling in LA. I'm beautiful on the inside and out.
Oh my gosh.
My voice mad.
Hold on. This is my first game. Hold on.
Love to the universe.
Hold on.
Love to the universe.
That's hilarious.
Deep breath. Success, I am blessed.
Come on. There you go.
For another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity, I love you. All of my dreams come true. No matter what I do, I am everything. I am you. Today I'm gonna shine. I can get through this amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Calm and relax. Chilling in LA. I'm beautiful on the inside and out. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe. Smart, take a deep breath. Success, I am blessed. Thankful for another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity, love you. All of my dreams come true. No matter what I do, I am everything. I am you. Today I'm gonna shine. I can get through this amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Calm and relax. Chilling in LA. I'm beautiful on the inside and out. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe. Smart, take a deep breath. Success, I am blessed. Thankful for another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity, love you. day I'm gonna shine. I can get through this amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Come and relax. Chillin' in LA. I'm beautiful on the inside and out. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe.
Ooh. We live on YouTube. Say what's up. Hey, say what's up to the stream, man. We just hit 1 million subscribers, man. We just hit 1 million, man. GG's. Thank you, man. Hey, I gotta give all thanks to God, man. If it wasn't for him, man, I wouldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it, man. So shouts out to God, man.
Cheapest price of a product online. They're a very successful company and they stand out because of their incredible work environment. That, however, didn't happen to them accidentally. Hiring the right people is a very challenging endeavor, and many new companies face extreme problems because of that. What the representative of this company suggests is that when hiring, you should do the beer test. What this means in simple words is this: ask yourself, if you go out for a beer with this person, will you have a good time? Does this person show empathy? Can they listen? Can they contribute? Are they open minded? How do they handle criticism? Are they eager to learn? Can they stay cool under pressure? All these are extremely critical, and when coupled with a solid technical background and a great work ethic, you found the perfect match for your hire. Your beginning will be emotionally exhausting. You'll be really enthusiastic and everything, but once you realize how overwhelming the process of entrepreneurship can be, you will start having second thoughts. That's why what I suggest to people who have no previous experience in the area is to invest some time in studying the subject before starting the business. There's a ton of
So you
online
play video
courses on
games and play music with
entrepreneurship,
your shirt off and
marketing,
people just give
sales,
you money?
management, and planning
Correct.
out there. With so
Buddha
much
Bear,
free
you
knowledge,
figured it
open
out.
your oyster. Before I
What
quit my
God are you
day job
thinking
as
in
a
your
business
title?
consultant, I spent almost
People
a
have been
year
trying to figure out what's going on for weeks.
still didn't have a good idea.
That's hilarious.
Is
I'm betting
every
it's some
single
type
one
of
actually
cold.
started
I'm
with
out.
an
I'm out too many brain cells trying to figure this guy out. I can see that. I mean, people can't really be sending money, right? People are sending money, Burp.
social media. You will lose your
Thanks
ability
to
to work
God,
with
or thanks to the Creator God, or Hindu God, whatever you watch,
when
man,
you
that
have
should
a
be the worst
complete work
business I've
ethic
ever heard.
that is
That's a
characterized by
horrible way to
discipline,
start us.
flow immersion, and time management, everything will work out fine. Until your
Buddha
launch,
D. Bear,
everything will
man,
be
how you
vague
doing?
and uncertain. But after your launch, you will get a good idea of what works and what doesn't in order to make the necessary adjustments and corrections. You will soon realize that after you spend some time living your product, you will feel that you own its processes and some things will work automatically. This is the best time because it is then when you can actually focus on profitability and growth. The foremost reason that happiness is so hard to achieve is that the universe was not designed with the comfort of human beings in mind. That's actually one of the most powerful truths I have ever encountered. We're drawn naturally to comfort. It seems that for humans, comfort is the quintessential state. But the universe has a strange sense of humor. It feels like it played on us a cosmic joke where the most desirable state can also be the most destructive. Comfort feels good, But comfort is also transient. Perennial immersion in one's comfort zone is against the very nature of our existence. Every time we make ourselves comfortable, we also find ourselves facing new obstacles and challenges. In other words, comfort is not efficacious. So we embarked on an arduous quest where we had to overcome the limitations of our cerebral and physical makeup and confront any struggle that comes our way. And that's how we discovered flow. Flow is something unnatural. It's not a state that you can generate on demand. It requires focus, discipline, and an astute ability to shut down the cacophonous mumbling of your ego. Nonetheless, it constitutes a strong remedy against everything that limits our potential and an endeavor from our side to showcase the essence of what we're really made of. I remember the first time I entered flow quite vividly. I was in a nightclub trying to maneuver myself through the complex mechanics of our social playgrounds. I usually felt stifled in such environments, but not that night. That night I started with simple interactions, and once I felt enamored with the environment, I started exhibiting bolder and bolder moves. I felt like there was no resistance in my ability to showcase social prowess and that I could interact with anyone, anywhere. My mind was clear, there was no inner judgment, and every interaction evolved naturally. At the end of the night I felt serene, I felt full, I felt elated. According to Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, flow is so powerful that it can actually lead to ecstasy. The word ecstasy in classical Greek literature refers to the removal of the mind or body from its normal place of function.
Now, ecstasy in Greek meant simply to stand to the side of something, and then it became essentially an analogy for a mental state where you feel that you are not doing your ordinary everyday routines. So ecstasy is essentially a stepping into an alternative reality.
With flow, you feel as if you don't even exist. Existence is temporarily suspended. Brain imaging shows that when in flow states, we actually switch off the part of the brain that gives us our sense of self and the part that regulates our brain function. This part is called dorsolateral frontal cortex. It is the part of our brain that allows us to analyze and question our own behavior, which can be highly useful. Unfortunately, it also slows everything down because it means that all our decisions have to go through it, and it can act as a creative barrier. By switching off this part, we allow all our attention to go to the part we want to use without censorship or micromanagement. This results in quick reactions and uninterrupted productivity. Technically speaking, flow is the sweet spot between anxiety and boredom. Too much anxiety can be crippling. Too much boredom can be demoralizing. Flow acts as the catalyst for finding a balance between the two and reaching the optimal state of man. Think of flow as the conversion of your inner potentials into pure kinetic energy, as water flowing seamlessly through a canal. Breaking down the elements of flow can be confusing. I will attempt to do so nonetheless. The first and most important characteristic of flow is having an achievable objective. This provides focus of energy as well as movement of flow around and over obstacles. Without an objective, flow would be dispersed. An objective shouldn't be something complicated. You just need to know your aim and have that aim clearly identified in your head. It's important to know that having an objective is different than being outcome dependent. An objective gives you intent. It doesn't feed your
Days are endless, calm and relax. Chillin' in LA. I'm beautiful on the inside now. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe. Smart, take a deep breath. Success, I am blessed. Thankful for another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity. Creativity. Love you. All of my dreams come true. no matter what I do. I am everything. I am you. Today I'm gonna shine. I can get through this amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Calm and relax. Chilling in LA. I am beautiful on the inside and out. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe. Smart, take a deep breath. Success, I am blessed. Thankful for another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity, love you. All of my dreams come true. No matter what I do, I am everything. I am you. Today I'm gonna shine. I can get through this amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Calm and relax. Chilling in LA. I am beautiful on the inside and out. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe. Smart, take a deep breath. Success, I am blessed. Thankful for another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity, love you. All of my dreams come true. No matter what I do, I am everything. I am you. Today I'm gonna shine. I can get through this amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Calm and relax. Chilling in LA. I am beautiful on the inside and out. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe. Smart, take a deep breath. Success, I am blessed. Thankful for another day. Feeling so much happiness. Everything is for my higher good. I smile in the hood. Positivity, creativity, love you. All of my dreams come true. No matter what I do, I am everything. I am you. Amazing type of day. Possibilities are endless. Calm and relax. Chilling in LA. I am beautiful on the inside and out. My voice matters. Love to the universe. Love to the universe. Smart, take a deep breath. Success, I am blessed. Thankful for another day. Feeling so much.
What's happening, man? It's your boy Young Camel Toe. We just hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, man. We just hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Being outcome dependent usually inhibits flow because it strengthens the moaning of the ego. Creativity cannot thrive in that space because it constantly encounters ego barriers that question its existence. A clear objective is just a compass that allows creativity to discover the path where it can prosper. This gives your actions the necessary gravity required in order to discover alternate paths whenever you struggle with resistance. An objective is tantamount to a purpose. A purpose-driven person will always master willpower whenever resistance tries to jeopardize his or her actions. The word autotelic describes actions and intentions that are self-fulfilling rather than means to an end. While having an objective is important, the drive to reach that objective is also important. This drive cannot be impulsive. It needs to feed on an energy source that is self-generated.
This guy stole his story
A set of
from
actions simply for the enjoyment of doing them encapsulates the essence
his
of
say.
autotelic.
I'm word for word.
In an autotelic state, you become maximally engaged in the process of producing the best outcome that you can rather than simply going through the motion, hoping
This
for
is a
some
great
outcome.
attempt at trolling.
Engagement leads to depth, and Richard Feynman used to say that everything is interesting if you go into it deeply enough. We're usually obsessed with rewards and the completion of stages within the games that we decide to play. We forget that the process itself oftentimes is more rewarding than the prize we desire. An autotelic intention is capable of generating positive emotion, which can be manifested into intelligence.
Thankful for the pussy that I got last night. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. Thank you. I got some pussy last night. I got some pussy last night. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. I am grateful for the love that I feel right now. I am thankful for the money that I have right now. I am thankful for the God that I know right now. I am thankful for the hoes that I love right now. I am thankful for myself that I love right now. Thank you, God. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. Thank you. Thank you. I am grateful, I am thankful every day. Shine your blessings on young Camel. Young Camel. Young Camel. Young Camel. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. Thank you. I got some pussy last night. I got some pussy last night. Thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God. I am grateful for the love that I feel right now. I am thankful for the money that I have right now. I am thankful for the God that I know right now. I am thankful for the hoes that I love right now. I am thankful for myself that I love right now. Thank you, God. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. Thank you, thank you. I am grateful, I am thankful every day. Shine your blessings on young Yamato. Young Yamato. Young Yamato. Young Yamato. I love money, money loves I. Money flows to me from sky. I am magnet for money. Money comes effortlessly. Money's always there for me. I am grateful for money. Money comes when I don't call. Money bounce like basketball. I find creative ways to make money while I eat my cake. Money, money, it is mine. I eat money with my pie. I make money every day. Grateful for money, oh yeah. I'm the master of my wealth. Money's great just like my health. Money flows to me right now. What's happening, man? We just hit 1,000,000 subscribers on YouTube, man. I don't think this is a real person. This is a science experiment. They decided to turn into a social experiment. What are you doing? No one knows. Apparently, Reddit has been trying to figure out what this creation is about for weeks. If you have web toes, stay blankly and ignore this. I'm getting strong shit. Shia LaBeouf vibes. Okay.
The self-rewarding process isn't just central for the flow mechanism, but it also reveals its miraculous nature. As you gain experience in doing something, your audacity intensifies and gives rise to self-efficacy. Self-efficacy reflects confidence in your ability to exert control over your own motivation, behavior, and environment. It is the ability to generate a mind map that connects all the constituents of your intended strategy. The mind map comes from both experience and the intensity of your concentration on the task at hand. You know that the more you focus on something, the more power you have to make it happen regardless the obstacles you encounter. This self-efficacy gives cadence to your actions. You master a sense of timing and momentum. Your path is charted out in your mind, and you discover that places that seem so alien and arcane now seem more familiar than ever. Flowing also requires that we are attuned to reality and to the prioritization of information. During flow state, we're working faster than time itself, and we are able to process information in an intelligent way. People in flow seem to always be able to distinguish the most relevant information of the moment and to create opportunities from it. This high attunement to external events evolves into higher and higher spatial awareness that permeates the fabric of our operational systems. It is the development of the Fingerspitzengefühl, or the fingertip feel of our environment. We learn to trust our intuition more than our judgment in order to feel certain energies instead of trying to analyze every action. Like a hand reaching out to touch the future, we are one step ahead than usually, and the vacuum of time becomes the playground of now. In new environments, the brain creates a persona for you to present to the world. However, during flow state, your ego is temporarily suspended. Your objective and the emotions you summon seem to outweigh the importance of persona and ego. You feel anti-fragile, and your vision broadens beyond the narrow scope of your usual interpretation of the world. In flow, your brain is in discovery mode. You're living for the sublime instead of looking for ways to fit into conventions and justify limiting beliefs. With this discovery comes a special knowledge of the danger around you. A willingness to be shut down means that your brain can no longer interpret rejection or fear as dangers to avoid. The ego is suppressed to make way for the self to express itself fully. In this mindset, you actually accept rejection and fear as ordinary tenets of life and incorporate them into your overall flow. The key to making this process more seamless is to face the most challenging aspects of your objective head on. Be willing to get rejected. Be willing to battle with resistance. Be willing to create something simple that will evolve into something more complicated. In this model, your brain adapts and is no longer intimidated by your limiting perceptions. The moment your ego is suspended, your brain will translate any feeling of anxiety to a need for more audacity and creativity.
Every time he looks at us for 14 minutes, our lives are resolved. My worth after watching this is $1 billion.
Apollo, Apollo.
Astounding fact you can share with us about the universe. Universe? Astounding fact you can share with us about the universe.
What's happening, man? It's your boy Young Camel Toe, man. We live on YouTube. Like and subscribe for your boy. Apollo, 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 Apollo. Apollo, 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 Apollo.
Biting, but also quite perilous. We think that our supposedly stable, monolithic institutions have everything under control, but they eventually crumble in the face of a virus. Black swans like the coronavirus pandemic are inevitable because they are a byproduct of our growth mechanisms. We think that our voyage is smooth, but it actually resembles something more like a Mad Max narrative. The precarious times that we created are here to stay, and we sometimes reduce ourselves to mere observers of an inevitable future. During such times, the collective shadow grows bigger, and it exposes us to our own fragility. We thought we were gods, and we got ferociously devoured by our own vanity. We reduced ourselves to primitive instincts, and we realized that the road to theosis is no bed of roses. We cannot shy away from this truth, not only because of our fragile makeup, but also because of the inevitability of our vision to align with the demands of the cosmos. Reality is unknowable, forever hidden behind the veil of our assumptions, preconceptions, definitions, and paradigms. Our leaders really try hard to do the best for us, but inevitably get lost in the translation of what is actually the best for us. Some people are pessimists and some people are optimists. In the end, nobody really knows what the future will bring. We are surrounded by so many promises and so much hot air that we are tired to even deal with all this in the first place. We are lost in a mishmash of megalomania, ambition, and greed. All these are just projections. Projections of a lack of honesty towards the real issues that we're actually facing. Jung said quite elegantly about projections the following: the effect of projection is to isolate the subject from his environment, since instead of a real relation to it, there is now only an illusory one. Projections change the world into the replica of one's own unknown face. In this video, I will present 5 ideas that we can entwine with our experience in order to mentally equip ourselves better for the future. We humans are greatly perturbed by fear, anxiety, and uncertainty, and in seeking to becalm our existential angst, we sometimes anchor ourselves to irrational and ignorant practices that offer certitude and stability. The unprecedented evolution of technology led to the expansion of our growth practices in every level of our social echelons. We accelerated entropy and increased the level of complexity in our systems to the extent that we are unable to control them. We are actually running faster than we can, chasing something abstract and incomprehensible. Yes, we want the perpetual betterment of our species. Yes, we want to eradicate hunger and poverty. Yes, we want to minimize inequality. Yes, we want to achieve self-transcendence. But we need to take into account that we are not omniscient beings with benevolent mindsets. We're still greedy. We're still hungry for power. We're still psychologically ill. We're still unspiritual. We're still humans. If there is one thing that we learn from evolution is that evolutionary changes take a lot of time. We want to hack evolution and transcend human nature as fast as possible, but most probably this will backfire. We don't necessarily need to race that fast. Our journey could resemble something like a smooth ride through Amalfi Coast with a well-preserved convertible. Instead, we choose to ride Mad Max's Interceptor, constantly tweaking it and pumping it so it can maintain us on the desert road for as long as possible. Panic is the first automatic human response. Then comes acceptance. Then comes adaptation. Then comes caring. When we face danger, our brain switches to panic mode and we become even more irrational than we already are. But why can't we escape this mental prison? This question lies in the periphery of one's consciousness. We live aimlessly, breathe mechanically, and act in the surging flux of the present tense. We forget to breathe properly and act as rational agents instead of primitive egomaniacs. We can adapt to new realities faster and better than we can actually expect. If we take a step back and look at the bigger picture, panic should act only as an alarming mechanism, not as a survival mechanism. Survival comes through cooperation and caring, not through panicking and despair. Carl Sagan once wrote, "In the course of looking deeply within ourselves, we may challenge notions that give comfort before the terrors of the world."
Let us challenge these notions now. Let's move to caring a bit faster than usual. We are in this together, and we will overcome it together. Capitalism prevailed after the Cold War, and for good reasons. It is a system that attempts to orchestrate financial freedom that is predicated on the responsibility and ambition of each individual. In theory, this sounds great, but in practice, there are some caveats to consider. Equality of opportunity is indeed a freedom that we ought to celebrate. However, we need to also realize that opportunity has different levels depending on social conditions. The conditions in poor ecosystems are clearly less favorable than these in rich ecosystems, regardless of the genetic makeup of the individual. This clear handicap creates all sorts of problems, especially in highly populated areas where the competition in the workplace and in the resource acquisition is high. So inequality becomes the norm in capitalism. And it is this inequality that creates issues like the coronavirus or a myriad of other misfortunes that we're constantly facing. Capitalism is not a panacea. It is a system inspired by our own nature, and this is the sad part of the equation. We think that capitalism is the best system because we refuse to accept that our nature could be flawed. We all exist in this bubble of egocentrism where we think that we are so special and disregard that our lack of humility might be the source of the calamities we actually experience. We need to create refuges of beneficial order that deny the idea of constant antagonism and embrace the idea of synergy despite the issues that our differences beget. The key is to open our minds to further possibilities and refuse the pseudo-comfort of past.
to swallow, ramen to swallow, santissimo, Jesus Christe, crum santo veritu. In nomine Dei Patris. In excelsis Deo, vincitella paz omnibus, in voluntatis Deus Reina Misericordia dulce to
What's happening, man? It's your boy Young Camel Toe. We live on YouTube. Hey, we just hit 1 million subscribers. We hit 1 million subscribers, man. That's what's up. What's up, Dan OC? Thanks for joining the stream. What's up, Nicholas26? Hope you're having a great day, man. We hit 1 million subscribers today, man. We did it. We did it. Today's the day. Young Camel Toe reaches the highest of heights. He is the greatest 2K player ever.
Dystopias exist everywhere and nowhere. They are fed by our demons and are projected outward as physical creations that reflect the color of our inner world. By 2030, depression will be the #1 cause of illness worldwide. Dystopias are essentially a manifestation of our depression. If you walk in a city, regardless of where you are in the world, you will notice signs of both utopias and dystopias. Whereas dystopia has one meaning, bad place, utopia can mean both good place and no place. In other words, utopia can be something ideal and reachable, but it can also be something unattainable and non-existent, like a far-fetched dream. So what happens here is a wordplay and a perception play. Language is used as a way to interpret the world, and because this interpretation is multifarious, we play with words in order to ensure the plurality of present and future possibilities. In any case, dystopias and utopias constitute points of view. Even in the most idyllic place, humans can find reasons to complain. Even in the midst of chaos, humans can maintain stillness and peace of mind. The fact is that entropy will keep increasing, and we need to be constantly aware of this. The more entropy increases, the more we lose track of what is going on at a macro level. That is a sign that we need to bring ourselves back to our own level of influence. The fear of death is a paradox. It is not so much about the fear of death itself, for it is a state of nothingness which, as far as we know, has no connection to our current state of being. It is more about fear of the unknown, which is a perpetual happenstance throughout life. And it is this perpetuity that creates states like existential angst and general anxiety disorders. Anxiety is disturbing because it is free-floating. It is not like fear. Fear is quite specific. Specificity can be tackled because we narrow our focus to something that is within our scope of understanding. Anxiety emerges from the unquenchable thirst that is individuated human life, along with the unremitting oscillation between pain and boredom. Memento mori is inescapable, but it can also lead to the emancipation of the spirit. Slow the mind down because the fear is about projections of future events. Narrow your perception to a singular point of focus that is now. I don't try to play a guru. I'm just a thinking person that is puzzled every day by the absurdity of existence. I'm not any different than all the people who worry or panic, but I'm aware of it and I try to reduce my reactions to something that is meaningful and well examined.
is deep and beautiful indeed. Never be passion is your name. Is your heart easy?
I take a deep breath, step back, assume observer state, be grateful, look inward, and feel humbled by the awe-inspiring vastness of the human experience. In situations of chaos, you can be a hero or you can be a victim. The choice is always yours. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below something cool.
Capacity to endure suffering. Come. We need to break down place tight bounds around our capacity to burn yourself in your own flame. How could you rise anew if you have not first become ashes? How can we remake our character? Can we become another as if born anew? Most models of human development place tight bounds around our capacity for self-directed change, for we are a conservative creature. We crave order and have a deep need for a stable sense of self. Change, according to these models, is best accomplished in a gradualist manner. We need to focus on taking small steps each day in the direction of the person we wish to become. We need to break down our bad habits, cultivate good ones, and over time these changes will accumulate to produce impressive results. This approach to self-change has a lot of merit and should be the approach that most people use in their pursuit of personal growth. But this is not the only way that we change, nor is it adequate for all situations. For while we are conservative creatures, we are also mortal creatures with a limited time and a limited capacity to endure suffering. Slow and steady change works well if we have a solid foundation from which to build, but if we have descended too deeply into our own personal hell, or if our life has become so dysfunctional that each small step forward is quickly nullified by everything that is wrong with our life, then the gradualist approach may not save us. Sometimes life requires radical change. Not merely a change in a habit or two, but a change of such significance that it leads to what is known as a psychological rebirth. Fortunately, this type of change is possible and occurs in more lives than is often realized. Or as the psychologist Michael Mahoney explains, rapid personality transformations do occur. Such change involves enduring shifts in people's sense of themselves and their perceptions of the world. The phenomenon of quantum change, or rapid transformation, deserves our continuing theoretical and research attention. It appears to be more common than psychologists had assumed. Moreover, we are wise to acknowledge the implications of such transformations for our ideas about human possibilities. But to what degree can this type of change be self-induced? While there is a lot of mystery surrounding this process, the idea of the rapid personality transformation, or psychological rebirth, has long piqued the curiosity of mankind. Modern psychology may not give this topic the focus it deserves.
love money, money loves I. Money flows to me from sky. I'm a magnet for money. Money comes effortlessly. Money's always there for me. I am grateful for money. Money comes when I go cold. Money flows like basketball. I find creative ways to make money while I eat my cake. Money, it is mine. Might eat money with my pie. I make money every day. Grateful for money, oh yeah. I'm a master of my wealth. Money's great just like my health. What's happening? It's your boy Young Camel Toe. We live on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Hey, we just hit 1 million subscribers, man. Say what's up to the stream, man. Yup, Young Camel Toe, man. YUNG Camel Toe, man. We live. Yeah, man. We on YouTube, man. We just hit 1 million subscribers, man. I feel you. GG's. Money flows from sources known. I spend money wisely. Money comes when I go sleep. I attract money as I live. My will grows just like your kids. Everyone gives me money. The universe conspiring to make money. I am wealthy, I am rich. I make money in this matrix. I love money, money loves I. Money flows to me from sky. I am magnet for money. Money comes effortlessly. Money's always there for me. I am grateful for money. Money comes when I go cold. Money bounce like basketball. I find creative ways to make money while I eat my cake. Money, it is mine. I eat money with my pie. I make money every day. Thankful for money, oh yeah. I'm the master of my wealth. Money's great, just like my health. Money.
Om Krim Mahakalikayai Namaha. 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 Om Krim Mahakalikayai Namaha.
What is this song? This song is called Young Camel Told God. Congrats on the 2022. Two is not as good as this dude, Young Camel Toe. You are one spiritual gamer, sir. Yes, I am. Young Camel Toe the best. What is this song? It's called Young Camel Told God. Thank you, man. What's up, Patrio, man? How you doing? Thank God, thank God, thank God. I am thankful for the love I have right now. I am thankful for the money that I have right now. I am thankful for the God that I love right now. I am thankful for the rose that I love right now. I am thankful for myself that I love right now. Thank you, God. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. I am thankful for the pussy that I got last night. Thank you, thank you. I am thankful every day. Shine your blessings on young camel toe, young camel toe, young camel toe. Lucifer, 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 Lucifer,